Hey, everybody, you would not believe what it took for me to get on here and do this video. I was attacked so hard. Oh my gosh. And then I thought, this must be like, this must, like, we are about to have, obviously, I've been saying this forever. We're about to have miracles happen. So this morning they were really hitting everybody with discouragement. Just really laying it on thick in any way, shape, or form they can. Oh, I just wish, I just wish I'm okay. I'm gonna do a blissing right now so that you can realize some of these things because I still talk to you guys and you guys still there's so many things that are just flying right over your heads, and it's great that you're listening, hopefully on a regular basis, so it really starts getting in there. We truly are fighting a war of good and evil. The thing is, though, obviously the white. I don't want to talk about the white hats and all that kind of stuff. The we've won. Okay, love has won. However, all the nefarious side has anymore is illusions and lies. That's all they've got. Trickery, illusions, and lies. But that's how weak they are. They've always been that weak. It's always been illusions and lies. But they've just all they've got left is just a bunch of nonsense trickery. And hijacking you and your animals and all kinds of I can't even tell you how many times I've had to switch out my animals just overnight. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Um so I want you guys to think about it just recently. There's always stuff going wrong, right? Your dog barking every time somebody goes by. That is demons. That even could be your dog hijacked. Okay. You're like somebody that you know that you love is screaming at you or irritated or complaining about something particularly negative. That's demons. You not being able to get to your homework forever and putting it off, that's demons. You flying off the handle, getting really angry at somebody or frustrated or whatever, that's demons. You spilling something and slipping, that's demons. You like, I mean, do you get the drift? Do you catch the drift yet? You are a divine being in perfect peace and in perfect love. Anything outside of that, anything that's damaging you, hurting you, giving you a headache, causing you pain, causing you discouragement, causing you anything, like while the demon is battling with you, jump in the battle. Don't run away from it. Don't try to escape it, guys. I'm not, some of you aren't doing this. I'm just saying, generally, the collective, okay? Don't run from it. Face whatever demons in front of you. And this is a horrible analogy because I do not condone fighting, but I'm saying, like, if there's a demon in front of you, punch it in the freaking face and make it fall to the floor, okay? You don't sit there and pussyfoot around and just, oh, go away. Oh, go away. Don't mess around like that. Oh, there's a demon. I'm gonna go run behind the such and such and look, peek at it. Is it still there? Oh, it's still there. You know, come on, like come out all guns a-blazing and pop that sucker in the face and drop that thing. While the demon's there. Otherwise, guess what's gonna happen? The demon's going to keep coming back and keep coming back. Do you want a million demons? We're dealing with the matrix here. You know that guy that like multiplied himself like a million times? That's what you're freaking dealing with. Okay. Do you want a million of those guys or do you want to blow them all out of the water and make sure they don't come back? What kind of attitude are you bringing to the table? Are you letting things irritate you and irritate you and irritate you and this thing go wrong and that thing go wrong and you be all discouraged? Oh, it's never going to happen. Nothing good's ever going to happen. Are you going to do that? Are you going to sit there and just let all these demons pile on top of you and pile on top of you and pile on top of you and just make you give up? No, punch them in the face, man. Make them drop right now. Every demon that's in your face that you're facing. Now, the daily boosters have an advantage over you guys because they have a special prayer they can use that's incredibly powerful. Daily boosters be using that prayer every single time anything goes wrong. For one, it's making you more self-aware of the demonic world because so many people don't get it. They just don't get it. Eckhart talking about thought forms. they're playing with my throat. Eckhart talks about thought forms. He's pussyfooting around. Okay, those are demons. Thought forms are demons. AI, constantly trying to grab our attention. I can't even tell you how many times I've had to clear myself from watching social media because something is embedded in a video that comes out and attacks me. All of you do have that going on, and you're not even aware. You're going to bed grumpy or you're waking up grumpy and you're letting it happen. You're just letting it be what it is. Gosh, you're letting the demons just have their way with you. So many of you. Here's another thing I wanted to talk about is giving. Okay, so many of you who watch this channel, many of you who are watching me right now are flippin' important, are so incredibly important in the days ahead. And you know it and you can feel it and you can tell I'm looking at you right now. You are incredibly important. And my stomach is like churning right now with it. So the demons are attacking my stomach. They're so angry that I'm saying this to you. But you got to get this and you got to start taking this seriously and you got to start becoming more self-aware of what these guys are doing to you. Because they're going to try to take you down, but it's only because you're such a powerful, incredible, beautiful light in this world. Do you get that? Do you see all the ways they're trying to take you down? Drinking, trying to get a guy to like you, so sleeping around, trying to feel discouraged about the one you really love. Oh, she wouldn't want me back. There's no way she'd even forgive me for that. All of it. Demons having their way with you, and you're letting them do it. Okay, here's the other way. We know that those of you who've been with me for a while and that are smart have been investing in some of the things that I've been talking about, especially those of you who've gotten remote readings with me. But I've been talking about this openly for a very long time. Those of you who've been, okay, I want to just say this about, I want to say this about gold and silver, okay? Because I heard Dr. Pruitt talk about it. I was like, either you don't know what's going on, or you're deliberately trying to, I don't know. But it really upset me when she said this. She said, should you get gold or silver? Are you stupid? Why would you get gold? It makes no freaking sense, okay? I want you to just look at two rocks, okay? You got two rocks. You got one rock over here, right? One rock. Okay, let's just say it's just gray, okay? And then there's another rock over here that's gray and dark gray and light gray, okay? They're just two rocks. Two plain, simple, boring, stupid rocks, okay? I'm just saying, okay? So here's a rock and it's called gold. That's just a name that's put on it, okay? It's just a rock that's gold, okay? That rock, it may be at its very best. You're going to take that rock, and by the time it's done becoming what it's worth, fairly soon, when our system, when our currency is worth, when our fiat currency, the nefarious currency, is worth nothing, right? That's when things start going up and righting themselves. So you've got this rock called gold. It's not a rock. I'm not saying that. I'm just using an analogy, okay? Some rock that looks like, let's just say, I don't know, whatever. Let's stick with the analogy. It's a rock, okay? And it just happens to be called gold. This gold is worth this right now, okay? And it's at what it could become. Its potential is like maybe the same amount, maybe the same amount, maybe even two. So maybe you'll have three of those same rocks. They're all worth the same thing. Let's say that this one's worth 100. Okay, this is 100 of something, whatever it is, 100 pebbles or 100. It's just 100, right? Okay, then you're going to have 200, maybe 300. Okay, it's going to multiply maybe three times. So 100, 100, 100, maybe 300, right? Okay. Silver. It's the one that's like gray and a darker gray. So light gray, dark gray. It's just a different rock. It just happens to be called silver. It's just called silver. Okay. That rock, that little rock that's not worth nothing, but let's give it the same value. Let's say it's 100. Let's give them the same value just for the sake of multiplication here. You've got a rock that's 100 right here. Just a rock. You're just buying it for whatever it's worth. It could, I mean, in terms of favors, you could say that it's a dinner. You know, the first rock gold you paid for a dinner, and you maybe got 2 dinners out of it. Okay, so here's another dinner. Okay, you got a dinner here. We're coming into bartering and all kinds of things we're gonna be doing. So we may as well start thinking outside the box. Okay, so you got dinner here. You got a dinner or $100. Not that a dinner, all dinners are $100. Okay, a really nice dinner. Let's just say that. All right, so you got one here, right? Silver, once it pops, it's so undervalued that once it pops up into, like, everything is being revalued right now. All foreign currencies are being revalued right now. Everything is being looked at with a microscope, and the value of it is coming to the forefront. Okay, including truths in our world are coming out to be like obvious now, right? So you paid a dinner for this. The value of this, because it's so tremendously undervalued, it should be what the value of the other rock is, but it's not. Multiply this times like a whole row. Okay, a whole row here, a whole second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, sixth row, go to the next screen, another a 10th row, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Why would you buy the one rock of gold when it's only going to multiply like twice? You know what I'm saying? Silver is going to multiply like a million times. Like, it's going to multiply so much, it's going to make your head spin. Why on earth would anybody be promoting gold right now? It's making me mad because they're getting stupid people to buy gold, probably because they want all the silver to themselves. The silver is going to be very hard to come by, and silver is used in everything. It's going to be very hard to get. Go get yourself some silver. I don't care if it's 1 ounce, and do not buy the bars. They're also duping you guys, trying to get you guys to buy bars. Do not buy bars, because we're coming into times when people are going to be trying desperately to copy things. There's going to be counterfeit stuff out there. The grocery stores and places like that, if you end up buying stuff from vendors, any kind of vendors or anything, anybody who's trying to sell something, they're not going to take anything unless they know that it's worth something, because they don't have some kind of silver machine where they can, like, oh yeah, let me look and see if this is counterfeit. Let me look under the magnifying glass and put it on the little scale and just make sure that it's silver. They're not going to do that. They're going to pick something they know is consistently what it is, and they're going to say, I only take that. And guess what that is going to be? American silver eagles, printed by the mint. They have a date and denomination on them. They cannot be counterfeited. Every single one of them is unique. It has its own, like, identification. We can't see it, but the powers that be can. They have a mark on them. No, not the mark of the beast. They have an identification on them, every one of them, just like a serial number on a dollar or something like that. And silver might go up to, it's like $28, or it was like $28 an ounce. And it could go up to $600 an ounce. Some people have been saying like $10,000 an ounce, but whatever it is, if you're going to get silver, please think these things through. And please realize that people want to sell you on stuff because it's going to be, if you go ahead and buy a bunch of bars and see what that does when you go to trade it for eggs or something. You know what I mean? Don't buy anything that people aren't going to look at and know exactly what it is. So just, does the analogy make sense now? Dr. Pruitt was trying to say, like, well, silver's for poor people because you can't really afford it very much. What does that have to do with anything? It's just a rock. It's just a rock that they have undervalued tremendously. That's going to be like 1,000,000 times worth what it is. Why on earth would you buy gold right now? Go take your gold and trade it in for silver. you know? Oh, you want silver right now. You don't want any gold. You don't want anything else. Well, I mean, I don't know, platinum and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's going to go up. But again, you're looking at maybe doubling or tripling its value, maybe. So gold is like 2,000 an ounce or something. And then it goes up to like 4,000 an ounce, maybe 6,000 an ounce or something like that. But who cares? Silver is going from its price. Let's just give it the same price. Let's say that silver is right now the same price as gold. Let's say that it's 2,000, right? Let's give it the same value and just use the same thing. It's 2,000, but silver is going to go up so high and be multiplied so much that it'd be worth like 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, blah, 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 on up. It's just multiplication. It's going to go up 1,000,000 times more than what it's worth right now. And it happens to be a cheaper price right now because the Nefarians have kept it down, but the Nefarians are dying. They are a dying breed. Our planet is ascending. We're not even going to need money anymore. We're not even going to care about money. We're going to have replicators. Dude, somebody yesterday said something about how her family is pressuring her to get this weight loss drug and that a lot of people are taking it. And you guys know I say it like it is. And I'm sorry, sometimes I'm really blunt and sometimes I just blurt stuff out. But you know what? I'm cotton picking authentic. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. So I'm not going to apologize. And I had to talk with God about it this morning. And I was like, sometimes I can just be so blunt. And God's like, that's the way I like you, Amy. Be unapologetic about that. Just be yourself. There are not enough people out there just able or willing to be themselves. They're all so scared of what anybody would think. So just be yourself, even if you come off like a jerk sometimes. Just be yourself. Give people permission to be themselves and to pop off about something sometimes. But when she wrote me that note, I was like, are you insane? What, do you realize that pharmaceuticals, every single one of them are designed I'm trying to be careful about how I say this. They're designed to make your body stop working. They're designed to make you not exist anymore. There are no safe drugs. None. They're to make you dependent. They're to make you not be able to live without them. They're to make you be completely imbalanced. They're to destroy some part of your system, your immune system, your digestive system, you name it. They are designed specifically, well, to kill you. Why would you? Okay, I'm going to take this weight loss drug that's going to kill me, but shit, at least I look good right now. Does that make any sense? And who cares if your friends or family are pressuring you to take it? Who cares? Why would you listen to anybody? Are they people you look up to? Are they people you admire? Are they people that you would say, "Wow, I really want to be like those people who are running around taking all those drugs, poisoning themselves all the time"? Do you really want to emanate those people? Do you really look up to them? No. Who gives a crap what people think of you? Have you met those people? If anybody is out there judging anybody, if somebody's out there trying to make you look bad or something because of how you are, have you met those people? Judgmental people are assholes. Why would you be trying to people please assholes? They're cowards. When you look at those people who are trying to get you to people please them, they're cowards. Have you taken a good look at the people who are judging you and pushing you to be like them? They just want you to be like them so they don't feel so shitty about being shitty people. I'm just saying, it's true. You know it. Take a look at it right now. Just reflect for a moment. All the people I'm so deathly afraid of people pleasing right now. Are they truly living a life that I look up to and respect tremendously? Because if they truly were, they wouldn't be having to say anything judgmental to you like that. People who are truly living a righteous life, they really don't have to put it down people's throats that are in their environment. They don't need to control people. They don't need to sit there and go, "You are doing it wrong. You must do as I do." They're not doing that. If they have a channel, maybe, yeah, but not bullying the people around them to be like them. Nobody's going to be doing that if they're truly in their power. Anybody trying to influence people around them to be like they are or to do what makes them feel better, that's not somebody you want to be listening to, especially if it works out to their advantage somehow. I didn't even know I was going to talk about all this today. No wonder the demons attacked me so hard when I got on here. And some of you are about to do some serious leveling up. Maybe you've already been leveling up, but man. And you know what? I talk to people from all walks of life and all different kinds of situations out there. Many of you have tens of thousands of dollars or even thousands of dollars. You've got 5,000, 10,000, 20, 50, $150,000 just sitting in your bank account. And I warn you, get that out of the bank account, but you cannot trust bank accounts right now. I do believe we have the quantum financial system going in the background. I do believe it may look like it disappears for a few days and then pop back up again. I believe there are good things, and I've been working hard to ensure that those good things are in place to help everybody. I'm just saying that to be on the safe side, I think that we have to take our money out of the banks right now. Take the money out of the bank. Keep it in your own hands where it belongs. We are sovereign people in control of ourselves. We are our own bank. We are our own government. We are the people. We are God's children. Okay, we're kings and queens. That is our money. Do not have it in the bank. Anyway, so these people, they have all this money, but they're not helping anybody. If you have that much money in your account, if you have just a few $1,000s, who are you helping? Who would you be devastated would disappear out of your reality if they were gone? Think about some people in your life right now that might be struggling to make their rent. The nefarious people have been doing, and the demons have been doing all they possibly can to get people not to give good people business. And the people are so numb or dumb or both that they're falling for the demons and they're not giving that person their business. They're listening to the devil in the shoulder saying, oh, blah, 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 blah. And these people are completely unaware. They're ignorant. And somebody just said in a recent talk, and may have even been Kia Pruitt, I love her. I'm just saying, she was dead wrong about her advice with gold and silver. She just does not know better. And she hasn't thought it through. And maybe the person that she's been listening to has been giving her bad advice because they want her and all her people to buy gold. Anyway, I'm just saying, ignorant. The root of the word ignorant, I believe it was her that said this, is ignore. You're ignoring the signs. You're not being self-aware enough to say, I should give that person money to keep them afloat because I need them around. I need them in my life. There's somebody with integrity. There's somebody with honor. There's somebody who would do good with money. Many of the people who are watching right now, you guys or even have invested in these incredible things, and you're going to become millionaires overnight soon when we revalue. We need to be looking out for each other. If you know somebody who has foreign currencies, just like you, that means that they know the truth of what's going on in this world. That means that they're a believer, okay? If they have foreign currencies, and you do too, and you know that, give them a loan. Give them the money, help them out, help them pay their rent, help them to, because we all have to think of each other as being on the same page. We're a family. We're all in the same. If you have this much money and they have this much right now, do something to level that out. Bring everybody up to the same level, like a water level. Water doesn't just collect in these things and then doesn't give over here. I mean, look at trees. Trees are such a perfect example. Trees are just one big community and network, and those roots go everywhere. If one of them desperately needs water and they're in a drought and they happen to be planted somewhere where it's been tough to make a go of this, that, or the other thing, send them some money. I know people with like millions and millions and millions of dollars who think it's some big deal to give somebody $500. And some of these situations I look at and I'm like, dude, if I were in that position, I would be like, what would make you comfortable? Whatever that is, if I know that that's a good person with a good heart that's doing good things in this world and that I want to see continue, I'm not going to let them go in a situation where they have to go move themselves or live out of their car or live in a tough situation while I just selfishly held back a bunch of money I had to make myself feel comfortable. Hell no. I'd be like, what can I do to make you feel comfortable? How can I help you right now? What can I do to help you to put your actual feet up on the couch? Because I don't want the damn demons to win. I'm not letting them do that to you. I'm not letting them take you down. Whatever it is you need, you just let me know and I've got you. Because we're all in this together. We're all going to win. We're all coming out of this. And I know you'll give me that money back because I know you got that foreign currency and you're about to become a millionaire like me. We're all going to be on the same page. We all got to get through that finish line. And I know those demons are working against you because you're doing really good work. Think about other people. You're being watched right now. And even when you get your money, you're going to be watched. You're going to be watched to see what you do about it. The extraterrestrials are looking. Consciousness itself, God, is looking for those who are brave and bold and fighting the demons. And if you've been given much, you need to give much. Random acts of kindness. Do you know what it takes for somebody to ask for money? Do you know what it takes for somebody to even mention something like it? It is difficult. If you're in that position, it's difficult, very difficult. Reward it. Wow, that was very brave and courageous of you to ask. If they've asked you, even if they haven't asked you. If you have not asked, if you know, I mean, to me, it's like a no-brainer. I I'm appalled sometimes when I listen to people say, "Oh, I've got tens of thousands of dollars. I'm just going to let sit in the bank account and just not do really anything with it. If I lose it, I lose it." Why aren't you giving that to somebody that it would actually benefit? Somebody that you care about that needs it or could use it. Why aren't you helping people with it? Why are you, if you're not afraid to lose it, or if you're going to go, spend it on this or spend it on that or just party up or whatever, think about other people. That's all I'm saying. Just think about other people. Think about other people and make sure everybody else that you care about is taken care of. I mean, I remember one time I was in a really, really bad situation. Wow, that's getting really bright. I was in a really bad situation once. I was barely making ends meet. I mean, and it was because I had put myself in a really bad situation where I had a gambling husband who was taking all my money, every cent that I had. I didn't have any furniture. I didn't have anything in that place. I had a place that I had gotten for my I can't believe I can't even call him a husband. Somebody that I was with that I pretended was a husband. It wasn't a real marriage by any means. But here I put us up in this place, even though we didn't have any furniture. We had a bed. We didn't really have any furniture or anything, we didn't have anything, and he was stealing everything from me. When people found out about it, I had two people do something to help me. And I was begging people for change at my workplace, even though I was making a good living. I was like, could I get some change from you? Because then I can eat today. Like I couldn't even save any money to even be able to buy anything. So one person went to the what they used their gas card. I think they used their gas card and they took me to a gas station and told me to buy anything I wanted to in there. And I didn't buy very much at all. Um, Probably 10 items, And I filled up my tank. Thank God for that person, but yeah, that was it. Then the one other person, my parents bought me one bag of groceries, I believe. From what I recall, it was one bag of maybe two, mostly. And I ate that bag or two of groceries for a long, long time. Just like, and I think I just remember eating nothing but cereal and mashed potatoes and gravy for a very long time until I finally it ran its course. That relationship was over fairly soon after all that because he racked up a phone bill with pornography, and it was pretty bad. It was really, really bad. I'm just saying that there are people in need out there, and I I've I some of you are probably like me where you've never been helped. Nobody's really given you a leg up. Nobody's ever really given me a leg up. I can't really think of anybody who's been like, just limitless. Like, Amy, here you go. Just complete unconditional love and support in that way. Not even my family, not even nobody's ever been there for me. Nobody's ever said, like, whatever you need, let me know. I got you. I believe in you. I know you're going to do great things. And I know you could easily pay me back in the future or whatever. Nobody's ever been there for me. And coming into a time, and I've always been there for other people. I have and some people, I look at what they've given and I'm just like, what, like I would go to the end of the earth for that person. Why aren't you helping that person? Like what it's sometimes it's just appalling to me how selfish people can be and that they don't see outside of their own world and they don't, I don't know. I mean, I've even feeling broke and I just have just maybe like, a couple $1,000s in savings or something like that, I've still given half of it to a friend of mine if they needed it. Or I knew somebody who had just moved to town and he didn't know what he was going to do or where he was going to go or anything. And I had compassion for the guy. I gave him like, I didn't know whether he was like going to be some kind of drug addict or like, if he had kind of issues or whatever. So kind of to protect him and not just give him a bunch of cash, I bought him gift certificates to everywhere I could think of, everywhere he could possibly eat or buy groceries or whatever. I bought him like $500, $600 worth of gift certificates. The guy never really appreciated it or thanked me or anything, but I gave it, and I would do it again because it's the right thing to do, is to take care of each other. That's just the right thing to do. If somebody is suffering, you give to them, especially if you believe in them and you know they're a good person and you know the demons are working against them. And don't make them feel bad about it. Don't make them feel they have to earn it. We're coming out of tyrannical times, not going into them. Make people feel like unconditionally you were there for them. Let them know if you're uncomfortable at all about paying your bills, please let me know. And if I've got it, I'll give it to you. If I don't, there's nothing I can do, but I'll talk to friends and family or do whatever I can do on my part to pull strings to get you something. If you're $100 short for rent, let me know, please, and I'll sell something. I will do whatever I can to make sure you stay afloat and we all get through this thing together. We need to start thinking in terms of we together. Not I'm going to make it across that finish line and I'm going to survive and I'm going to triumph over this thing. And then you look around, nobody's followed you past the finish line. Nobody's there to celebrate with you. Go have that beer and celebrate by yourself and go be proud of yourself. Look for anybody else. There's nobody else even there that made it. We got to stop being so selfish. We got to start looking out for other people. So, yeah. I'm going to look at what notes I wrote to myself to talk about today. So what I wrote about that part is, if you want to help defeat evil, look after those you care about. Starve evil of their loosh. They feed off of those people that you care about, those people that you want to succeed, those people you would hate to have drop out of your life. They're feeding off their loosh. If they're in any kind of a lack mentality, if they're in any kind of I don't know if I can make rent. I don't know if, I always seem to pull through, but it's just by I'm white knuckling it, that kind of thing. They're feeding off of that loosh. Don't let them feed off that loosh. Give that person plenty of money. Be like, here, I got you. I got you, and I know you've got me in the future. I know it's all going to balance out. I got you. Don't give them that loosh to feed off of. It would no more to each his own anymore. Treat others as you would be treated yourself. We're reaping what we sow, coming soon. So put yourself in that person's shoes. How would you want to be treated? Would you want to be looked at like this? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. This is what you've done for me. You're gonna, well, and especially if they have foreign currencies. If they got foreign currencies, they're no sweat. Do you believe in them? Do you think they're a good person? Do they have integrity? Are they doing good works in this world? Then be there for them. Be there for them and believe in them. Don't even think about it. What would make you feel comfortable? Write them a check. Give them whatever it is they need. And they will give you back 1,000,000 times more. All of the dark side, all of you nefarious people who watch my videos, because there are those who watch me for bad reasons. But everybody, all of the good people and all the bad people, everybody watching across the board, everybody in the whole world is going to be reaping what you sow coming up. So you will be rewarded to the degree in which you've been treating people. If you're one of those people like me who freely give and give and give and give and give, if I got it, I'll give it. I tell my neighbors, I got plenty of food here. If you guys ever need anything, please let me know. That's the kind of person I am. I don't sit there and hoard it. And I give tons of stuff away. Tons of stuff. I might even have like a whole thing of macaroni and cheese or something like that, and I keep it for a while or whatever. And then I'll like think about it. I'm never gonna eat that. I'm never gonna eat that. I'm just gonna give that away. I can't even tell you how many thousands of dollars of food that I've given away or items I'm gonna give away because I realize I'm not gonna use that. And then I'm like, that didn't come to me for me. That came to me for me to give away. And I've done that over and over and over and over because we're circulating money. We get money in, we put money out. We get it in, we put it out. We get it in, we put it out. That's the way life flows if you're in the flow. So if you're like me and you're always considering others and you're giving and giving and giving all the time and you're out there doing random acts of kindness and things like that, you're about to get your mind blown with everything that you're going to be given. Those of you who've been feeling sorry for yourselves, you felt like victims, you've been like attacking people with black magic and other ridiculous things. I have so many reasons to hate. I have so many reasons. So many shitty people in my life have treated me so bad. But I've not allowed myself to get jaded, and I've risen above all of it all the time. I don't sit there and cry like a baby and throw black magic at people and attack them and do voodoo. I mean, I swear you guys are 5 years old. Those of you who are attacking people, it's so ridiculous. Or even those of you who resent people who are doing well or think you that deserved a bigger thanks. Like people with self-entitlement, I mean, that makes me sick. That keep demanding more and more and more, and they're totally ungrateful for anything that they get too. Oh my gosh. But it's all, you're going to reap what you sow coming up in the days ahead. If you've been putting out all that negativity, if you've been putting out all kinds of black magic on people, brace yourselves. Because you're going to be treated the same way that you've been treating other people. You've been spying on people, not helping them at all, just spying and watching, maybe even causing some of their suffering. You're going to get the same treatment as what you've been giving out. It's coming back at you. And then I just heard tenfold. And those of you who've been kind and loving and considerate of other people, it's coming back at you tenfold in the days ahead here. Okay, so also, you hear people that do healing or they do this, that, and the other thing are seated movies. Oh, I want to give God credit, give God the glory, give God credit for everything. God does not want credit. God is not a person. God is not sitting there with an ego saying, I want you all to say everything in my name, where I am the all important one. No, God wants to be acknowledged. But why does God want to be acknowledged? Not because he's some egotistical whatever. No, the people who were like that in the Old Testament, if you guys actually go in and study the stuff, those are extraterrestrials fighting over control of human beings. Those weren't God in the Old Testament. That was not God. The ones that were like, you will worship me or die. That's not God. Come on, do your studying. Don't be so lazy. God is consciousness. God is pure love. God wants acknowledgement so that you can know your power. Not, oh, I'm healing in your name so that you will get the glory and you will be. It's all like propaganda. It's all baloney they've put out there for way too long. And everyone's going to realize that in the days ahead. But you guys can be the smart ones who learn it first right here. So don't sit there and buy those demons' guilt stories. Make people aware of what they're capable of. Consciousness. Everything is energy. Everything is consciousness. He wants acknowledgement like that. You can heal yourself. That's what he wants. You can heal yourself. You can heal others yourself too. You can speak light language too. He wants us to be empowered. He wants us to make a difference. He wants us to become these superhumans that we were born to be. You guys have so much authority over the dark side, it's ridiculous. You just got to claim it. And we need to stop believing in doomsday. Any doomsday scenarios, we got to stop believing in it because we've been fueling that stuff for far too long. We have to start really believing. Like even Bo Polony's thing about like in the rapture and all that kind of stuff. Like, hey, if I'm gonna, I'm not gonna worry about that. If it happens, it happens, but I'm gonna be enlightened, so I'm gonna go to a good place, no matter what is gonna happen next. You can. I mean, I always think it's wise to plan for worst case scenarios in the sense that we've been, tricked so many times and whatnot. I think it's just wise to be like, okay, so if this were to happen, do I have a safe place to go? A plan B or something, at least for now until we're completely ascended. But I'm just saying, if we sit there and worry about things that are in the future, this is exactly what they wanted to create. They wanted to create a sense of I'm not safe no matter what because X, Y, or Z could happen any second. So we need to get past that mentality and really stay present and conscious every given moment, every moment. The dark side has really tried so hard to keep us in the past or in the future. Um, okay. So also taking responsibility for your choices. I chose very poorly in my past relationships, like that guy that ended up watching porn all the time or charging my getting massive phone bills and gambling all the time. And me sleeping in the car while he was stealing all of our money and paying for prostitutes or whatever else he was doing. Can you guys even believe I lived like that? No furniture at all, just a bed. Eating mashed potatoes and gravy every day all the time, just barely scraping by. Oh my gosh. But you know what? We can't sit there and say, well, I was young. Dr. Kia Pruitt was talking about this in one of her recent videos. I was like, she's right. She's right. We can't make any excuses. We can't make any excuses for ourselves because we chose that. So any of you masculines that are kind of going to come talking to your feminines and try to blame it on your ex or try to make your ex look really bad, well, she made me blah, blah, blah. She wore something seductive. She talked to me seductive and she made me, or for you people pleasers who are like, well, my mother made me, or I had to, any of that kind of language. We don't have room and we don't have time for victims anymore. You don't bash your ex. Don't bash your ex to make yourself look good because you're not going to look good. You're going to look dumb for making those decisions. You're going to look unwise. So learn from those lessons. Ask yourself, why did I make those decisions? Why did I make those choices? Why did I devalue myself? Why did I have no self-esteem? Why would I go out with a guy like that who would treat me like that? Not in a way to bash yourself, because that would be listening to demons, right? Wise, wisdom. You look back at it with, okay, so I could see where I people pleased here, or I did this, or I believed the Bible says that once you marry somebody, you can't go back on that. So now I realize that it's propaganda and a bunch of baloney. It was demons guilting me into staying in that, even though it was incredibly horrible and toxic. Um, I should have gotten it annulled if I would have realized, if I would have known what annulment was, and if I would have known that it wasn't a real marriage and the whole thing, I would have totally done that. So, You mature, you learn and you mature. That's what you tell your person. I own it. I know it. I made some really stupid decisions. I was really immature. I was really insecure, blah, 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 blah. But take it yourself. Don't blame the other person because you chose the person. You chose to be treated like that. Own it. Own it and see how you've changed. See the person that you are now and see that you wouldn't fall for that crap anymore, that you wouldn't take that kind of treatment anymore. And convey yourself as the king or the queen that you've become as a result of that. You were not a victim. You were not a victim. You took a lesson. You decided to jump into a situation that would teach you a lesson, and you got that lesson. So let that lesson lead the way. Just become more empowered by it. Become more the king or queen that you are, and embrace it, and be proud of yourself. You lived through it. You got through it, and look the person that you become as a result of going through that. This is why I have the thank you God for my misery exercise. If you guys don't know what that is, please go learn how to do it. Everybody needs to do it. Anyone who feels like a victim needs to do the thank you God for my misery exercise. Some of you need a refresher and to go back and watch that again, because essentially that exercise, which I have here on YouTube, teaches you that in every situation, especially those ones where you feel like some kind of a victim or somebody wronged you or you got duped or whatever it is, you realize that your higher self or God took you through that situation on purpose to produce something in you, to create something in you, to make you a master. All the black magic that people have been putting on me all this time have made me so incredibly strong and have made me such a believer in the energetic workings of things. I can practically point to somebody on the street now and be like, boom, you're healed. They're done. They're looking around. Oh, all my pain, it's all gone. Yeah. Thank the demons. Thank my higher self. Thank your stuff, because it's made you so strong, and it's made you strong in your faith. It's made you strong in your love. It's made you strong in all these different areas of your life. And yes, part of you may resent all the bad stuff that it took to get there. But when you do the thank you God for my misery, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to help you radically accept those things and to appreciate them, especially you who are, in that, what do you call it? Entitlement crap. Get, what those who are not ascending right now, those who are not growing, those who are not becoming more together, those who are not healing, those who are not, all of that. You guys, we're separating the wheat from the chaff big time right now. Everybody is going to evolve or die. That's it. Evolve or die. We can't be pussyfooting around anymore. And you know what? You're being watched when we get all this wealth coming up here too with Nesara and Jasara. Things will be a lot easier. They'll be a lot cheaper. They'll be like, you'll think that it's time to party. Man, we got all this money and we got all these nice things we can do now. Now we can afford vacations. And now, okay, so what do you do with that? What are you going to do with it? Oh, I'm going to be a humanitarian. I'm going to do all these great things for people. What's it going to do to your character? How is it going to develop your character? Will it develop your character? There's a really good book called The Sudden Wealth Solution that I would recommend to anybody who's got those foreign currencies and whatnot. Those of you who are going to be, well off in these times, you guys are going to be under a lot of testing. Do you still lean on God, meaning stay in the present moment and stay conscious no matter what? Or do you get lazy? Do you let it get to your ego? Do you let yourself become super important? Do you get cocky? Do you do what the dark side did with it? So we're getting tested. We're going to continue to be tested. But I've given you some really great tools to help you stay humble, to help you keep the right attitude. I'm trying to help everybody to raise their vibration and get to a place of leveling up more all the time. And I'm willing to get beat and beat and beat by the dark side. Beat up and beat up and beat up and bruised. And I don't care. I just keep getting up and swinging for you guys. Okay. I just keep on getting up and doing these videos because I believe in you. I believe in myself, and I believe in God most of all. Consciousness. I believe that everything is energy. I'm getting sex magic right now. Somebody's sending some tingles to my pingly. Somebody's making my pingly tingly. And it is not a pleasant feeling for anybody who doesn't have this. It's somebody trying to make you feel unsafe. It's they're playing around with your root chakra. They're trying to make you not be able to have babies and stuff. It's all worth it to me. If I can save you guys, if I can get you guys, open to receiving, open to not listening to the demons, open to, you know, to living a righteous life, to being the power couples and the power people in the future, powerful leaders in the future, it's worth it. I'll take any kind of beating I need to. I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to shut up. My heart is full of love and I just have to express it. I have to. Those of you who are deciding to stay quiet about your love for somebody, those of you who are just sitting back on a pile of money, those you guys, you're going to get a lesson. You're going to get a lesson because we got to start taking some actions out of integrity. We got to start treating others like we want to be treated, and we got to start punching the lights out of those demons that are coming at us or that are coming at other people, and protect them and do what we can for other people to help keep them afloat too, because we're about to cross that finish line. We want to cross the finish line together, right? All right, got it. Enough lecturing. I just oh, and it's so hard too because we're at such a weird place where one world is about to crumble down. Babylon is crumbling around us. But we're not yet to that new world quite yet. We have our foot in the door in the 5D. But there's still so much in our world. I don't know about you guys, but like everything that I watch, everything that I listen to, I can't take it anymore. I can't stand it. The commercials, all propaganda. The like I'm just like I can't listen anymore. I can't look anymore. I just want to shut everything off and just be still, you know? And sometimes I do. I just like stop everything and I'm just like quiet for a few minutes and close my eyes and just let's get in touch. Let's get in touch with who I truly am. The quiet, the peace. Um so even if you meditate 5 minutes, just 5 minutes once a day, hopefully maybe 20 minutes and maybe 5 minutes a few times a day. If you're working around, you're driving as part of your job or something like that, it's so easy just to be quiet for 5 minutes. Take those times, start learning to do light language, start learning to do energy work, start building your faith in that stuff. I know this is getting to somebody out there watching right now, and whoever you are, you might do some incredible, great things coming up in the days ahead. And I am proud and honored to be a contribution to that. And I hope you'll come back to me and let me know what I said or what I did that really kind of flipped things for you. That's what I hope to provide for you guys as a like some kind of a reminder. Like for me, I learn by repetition. And I know sometimes it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but I try to do it in some different or creative ways. Because really the basic truths of life are very simple, very easy. They are just repeating, you know. You listen to anybody and they say the same thing over and over, just in a different way in their own unique flavor, but it's all the same. It's all the same. Either you're listening to the devil on your shoulder or you're listening to the angel on your shoulder, and you're training yourself to do one or the other. That's as simple as it gets. If you really want to put something on your mirror, am I listening to the devil or am I listening to the angel? What am I really believing in here? So anyway, I hope this helps. If anything, I hope it was just some subconscious programming of good stuff in the background of your life, you know. But I hope that it might have shifted something for you to where you're like, oh my gosh, I get it now. That's what I'm really hoping for. Okay, so I'm gonna get to some readings. Imagine that. Wow, that was a really long intro. It needed to be said though, and I don't think I can wait for Thursday for that to come out, because people are really struggling right now. People are really struggling and they need some help. And a lot of you have plenty of money and plenty of resources and a place to stay. Some of you even have like a guest house you're not having anybody stay in right now. Like, yeah, some of you have plenty of food you've never offered to your neighbors or your friends to come stay with you and eat your food. You know, if I had to, I'd have people stay here and eat all my food and I would just not eat. No, I'm not saying I'm being all people pleasy here or sacrificing myself. I just really believe in fasting. You don't need food. I could easily go without food. No problem. And if other, I'm just saying that people need to start thinking like that. They need to care about other people. That's all I'm saying. People need to think about other people and not in a people pleasing. That's like they're people pleasing all the wrong people. They're people pleasing all the bullies and they're not taking care of the people who actually matter to them. The people who, I mean, they matter. The people, they're giving like crazy to the bullies and they're not giving enough to the people who actually really matter, that actually live a life of integrity and do as they say. And they're kind and loving to people. Those are the ones you want to give to right now. You don't want to give to the person who's over there throwing a fit that you won't, or trying to control or manipulate into doing something that benefits them, you know? Our world is so ass backwards right now. I cannot wait till God performs these incredible miracles and just flips everything right side up again. I cannot wait to see how we start living the way that God intended us to live in the first place, feeling empowered, feeling strong, knowing we're his children, knowing we could heal anybody of anything, anytime, anywhere, anyhow, knowing that demons don't shed nothing there's nothing they could defeat me on. I might get grumpy, I might get upset, I may break a toe, I may go through whatever I'm going to go through, but I will always buoy back in my faith and my love. Always. They will never, ever break my spirit no matter what. So I will always, always win. Always. Because I will not let them defeat me no matter what. So, okay. 6193. 6193. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Amy. I've had a chest or rib ache that come and go during stressful situations away from home. I started Reiki sessions now. Yay! Good deal. I want to feel calm and this chest ache to go away. Now I'm back home and not worry about it being something serious. Can you help? Yeah, let's take a look at it. So the chest and ribs ache during stressful situations. There are products that you can take that can help with those stressful situations. I get breathing could help. Like learning some different breathing techniques could definitely help. Um, the products you can take are by standard process. One is called Mintran, Another is neuroplex. And what's the other one? Those are the two major ones, Mintran and neuroplex, that can help you during those stressful situations so that it doesn't like wreak havoc on your body like that. So if I were you, somebody who gets stressed, or any of you who suffer from anxiety in any way, keep those products on hand and just pop them if you need them, okay? It'll really bring it down, bring your stress down tremendously. Or Manatech has a product called Plus that also really balances you out. You got to take it like 3 times a day while you're going through stressful stuff, but it'll definitely help you kind of skate through it. And none of these are drugs. None of these are intended to kill you. They're intended to help you flourish. Okay. All right. So Shamwa, nasa say la kuruhona tarensa say la wa a kent sa popan. I see like crushing your breath. I just feel like a past life crushing your breath. Sometimes we have like stuff that's happened to us in a past life come through this life since they're all at the same time. Believe it or not, we're living the Stone Ages right now. We're living the future right now. All of it's happening at the same time. It's hard to fathom. But sometimes they kind of overlap like that, where you're actually feeling something that you're going through in another life. And it does have to do with breath, the breath of life. Somebody who's trying to crush you and keep you from feeling like, what do you do when you take a deep breath? Ah, you relax, right? You feel like life is good. That's what you feel like saying when you take a deep, deep breath like that and let it all out. Life is good. So somebody was trying to not let you have that relief, that feeling, that sense of well-being, feeling better. So they were trying to like crush you, crush your spirit, crush everything about you. So I think that's where they're encouraging you to breathe. Tuossa sensei Praparanasa se wain tatain she. Popo ma hana atarain sa seshi wahai wahala ha. When I yawn, I'm transmuting energy. Just had some kind of smart ass try to say, you need to get some sleep. Hey, I know some healers that burp all the time. That's disgusting. I'd much rather yawn than belch all the time. I do belch though sometimes too. Papamaan. Being critical of people or looking for flaws in people is only you projecting because you don't love yourself. You're being critical of other people because you don't like yourself, basically. So, oh shit, and especially if you have to say it to the person. If you ever have to say something to somebody, kind of trying to be judgmental to them or make some kind of point, you're the one with an issue, not them. Proso sensei. Yeah, I have somebody else in my life, and this is probably pertaining to you, which is why it's coming up in your reading. Who is constantly sending me emails, became a member of the Awakened Alliance, wrote me an email this long. If you guys ever write me an email this long, I'm not going to read it. There's just no way, because it means you're not in your power. Somebody in your power writes something short, concise, kind, and loving, and they make their point. And if you want to know more and you connect with that person, then there's more of a conversation to be had. But anybody trying to do this to you, it's never worth listening to, because they don't even know what they're talking about if they're just blabbing on and on and on and on and on and on and on like that. That's just a simple thing, that a simple truth I've come to in my years. So this person, a male, has written and written and written and written and written, and then if one email doesn't work and I block him and he writes something else, blah 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 blah, even refunded his money of becoming a member, he still doesn't get it. He still can't get it through his head. He's like, I don't know what his issue is. If somebody isn't responding to you, leave them alone. I don't care if this is your divine masculine or any of that stuff. Just stop. Just stop. If you're trying to talk to somebody and they're ignoring you, have some respect. Leave them alone. There's a reason that they're not giving you what you want. Go deal with and heal your stuff. Don't force something on anybody that they don't want. Never force something on people. Just deal with your demons. Deal with your demons and heal yourself. Because you're not going to get what you want from that person. And even if you did, you don't want anything forced. If you have something to say to somebody, make it short, concise, and kind, and loving and considerate. That's how you get somebody's attention. And only if you're coming from a good place, because somebody like me, we pick up on any kind of nonsense. And we are so discerning in these days. There's no way in hell that we're going to entertain anybody in that kind of energy. So I'm just saying. All right. So don't people please anybody, you guys. I don't care what kind of tantrum anybody's throwing or how many pages somebody's sending you. If they've written you something that long, they're not in their power. They don't know what they're talking about. Somebody who knows what they're talking about is going to talk with power, and they're going to be brief, and they're going to be kind. Anybody else, anybody being nasty, anybody talking in all caps, anybody talking pages and pages and pages of stuff, that's just their ego, and it's just demons. You may as well just be like a whole page of demons. Demon, demon, demon. I mean, who wants to read pages and pages of a demon lashing out? No, thank you. You know? Hang on hang on a second. I want to take a okay. Oh, I put my mind. Wow. There's something that needs healing, that we need to get to the root of something from that past life. I cannot be crushed. I think just before I did your reading, I just said that. There's nothing you can do to crush me or my spirit. That's what you need to come to right now. You need to say that in the mirror. There's nothing you can do to crush my spirit. I will always love. And I will always love fiercely. It's my choice, my prerogative, and I have that right. Own your power and your right to be alive, and your right to be happy, and your right to laugh and feel joy and feel silliness. A right to your beauty. I just feel like also there's something about you have a couple lives that are kind of overlapping. One of them is also where you were wearing like a corset, so you were always keeping it really tight right there, right? And it was crushing your ribs and your belly and the whole it's really like because you were people pleasing. So I feel like something about like, hey, I can look how I'm gonna look, like embracing your body for how it looks and not trying to make it look different to make people happy somehow. Um, yeah, like being like they just said sexy confident, like confidence is sexy, and in embracing your flaws um might be something that you want to look into right now, and not having to be so perfect. So keep working on your Reiki and your energy work, because that's going to be profoundly helpful. I like any of you who are doing energy work right now. I'm so proud of you, and it's so amazing. And boy, do you keep going through all these different layers of learning. It's just incredible. Like I've gone through so many different phases in learning about energy work. It's so incredible. You get to experience the most amazing miracles ever. It's just, and sometimes you'll just cry, like with wow, this is just incredible how life works. It's just absolutely incredible. You always say, God is so good. God is so good to me. God is so amazing. And then if you have friends that do energy work too, that both of you are doing that, or all of you are doing that. Oh, isn't God just amazing? Isn't this just so amazing? So if you really want some incredible miracles to start happening in your life, you're going to start seeing through those eyes of energy work, or being an energy worker. Then that'll be like, whoa. All right. So it's not completely gone yet. It's not totally healed up yet. What is missing? What's missing? Okay, I feel like the need to control, like you got some OCD or something going on. It says again about perfection. You really got to work on perfection. Stop needing to be perfect. Even I would start going out with your hair, your makeup not on, your hair messed up. I mean, sometimes I can't believe how I go out in public. Like I really don't care. It's almost like I want to be completely undercover, as ugly as I could possibly be running around, because I don't want people to recognize me how I look on my channel, you know? So they would look at me and doubt it. They'd be like, I don't know, that can't be Amy Satori. I swear there's something about it. But just do that. Just not care. Just go out like that. Make your place a total mess. Let it be a mess for a little while. Then go through and clean it all up and get it angel worthy, Like I do that. I let my house go sometimes and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this place looks like a complete dump. I'm not, why would I be afraid to admit that? We all do it. If you're not doing it, you're some kind of freak robot or something that nobody would even want to know anybody anyway. You only want friends who are real. You want to be able to cry, bust through the door at your friend's house and collapse on the couch crying and not them not being like, oh, you're gonna make a mess on my couch. you know. You can cry on my shoulder, but just here, do the other shoulder, please. And can you put a pad or a Kleenex under there, please? Or them always you can have some cookies, but don't get any crumbs on the couch. So just make a mess and like kind of bust through some of these control issues. And just practice not being so perfect all the time, I feel. Yeah, and your ribs are looking a lot better. So when I hit home and when I hit something that really will help you, it starts to like disappear. But also, I will say, you guys have to do your homework. The things that I advise that you do, or the perspectives I invite you to explore to see if they suit you, or if they work. If you actually follow through on the things that I advise or the guidance that I give you, that's when you'll see the most profound effects. People who come to me and say, oh, well, I tried what you said and it didn't work or something like that, almost always when I ask them, when I really ask them, did you really do what I said? Well, no, they didn't, or they just tried barely or something. I closed my eyes for a moment and nothing happened, Yeah, but you didn't do the whole exercise. I said to watch, whether it was going into the left side or the right side and to do this, that, and that. Oh, well, I couldn't bother with all that. I just made a shortcut about it. I just made it about like it just accepting things for how they are. They try to take some kind of shortcut. They listen to the devil on their shoulder, the little demon telling them, you don't have to do all that work. You don't have to sit down for a half an hour. Just make it simple. Just make it about this, just to be grateful, just generally to be grateful, And then I'm like, dude, like the whole thing was going to totally profoundly change your life if you weren't so lazy and you were just sit down with a pad of paper and just work it out. Why am I mean, if it was supposed to be, if I would have advised that if that's what would have been profoundly effective for you. Just be grateful. I just would have said that. Just be grateful about everything just be grateful. It's so easy to dismiss things like that. So anyway, though, listen to my advice is what I'm saying. All of you watching right now, the things that when you get a reading or when you're listening to this, you were supposed to hear this. Listen to the advice if you want the effects, you know? So sometimes we get inspired to do something and then we just end up cheating and taking shortcuts later, just dismissing it because of the devil on our shoulders. Seriously, we got to stop listening to those devils. or those demons, because they're incessant and they will never stop. So you have to become wise and self-aware and start to listen, like, is that something that's trying to actually help me? Or is that something that's trying to get me to be lazy and not do the work that's actually going to make a profound impact on my life? All right. All right. My youngest daughter lives an hour away, and my oldest daughter lives 6 hours away. And we will all be living within an hour of each other. What? My youngest daughter lives an hour away, and my oldest daughter lives 6 hours away. Oh, will we all be living within an hour of each other? Oh, okay. I'm like, was there a question in there? Okay. So will they at some point, God, at some point, will they all be living within an hour of each other? I actually get a yes. I feel like you might be coming into a time actually when all of you will be living very close to each other, like neighbors. All of you will be neighbors, living like communally. And I think you'll really enjoy it. And I think you'll have a distance between you, like maybe an acre or two, even between all of you. So it's not going to feel like you're on top of each other either. So yeah, it does look like there will be a time. How long out would that be? 3 to 5 years or so? Not that long. Will they get along? Yes. Everybody's ascending. It's just so crazy because we're not in typical times. In typical times, maybe people would have a problem with it, or there'd have to be something extreme that happened to bring everybody together or whatever. We got to stop thinking everything is like it has been because we've never been through times like this before. We've never seen our whole world turn upside down or right side up before. We've never ascended like this before. We've never had our whole planet ascend, to where we're all on the 5D. This is going to be so crazy, but so exciting too. So yes, the answer is yes, you will be close to each other. All right. 6195. Somebody's over here snoring. Amy, a stray dog showed up on my property several months ago. I cannot locate an owner. My question is, how did his previous humans treat him? And is he happier now? Aw. Well, thank you for taking that dog in. That's awesome that you did that. It's very sweet. Tara Shosan Sapien, how was this dog treated before? Well, unfortunately, typical of many owners. I feel like the owner would take things out on the dog and yell at it, maybe even kick it. Again, people listening to demons and thinking that the demons are them. The dog didn't really feel like its owner really got it or understood it at all. It felt very, very misunderstood, very frustrated, very exhausted. And it would try many, many different ways, as animals do, to kind of show its owner. I think it was definitely a male. Tried to show its owner that it was really trying to make an attempt, and it was really trying to get them to understand each other and be on the same page. But it just is like the owner was so in his ego that there was just no way that he was going to see anything other than that victim mentality that he was placing himself in. So he was relieved. Let's just say he's very, very relieved to be with you. Let's look at some of my pet cards. Now, these are from my website, some of my oracle cards. Oh, there's one that flipped. Aw, do you love me? So he's wondering if you love him. My environment feels a bit overwhelming at the moment. I need some time alone, undisturbed, please. Perhaps underneath something up high in a crate on my own, or even in my own room. So maybe there's a lot more noise than what he's used to, a lot more activity. So I would definitely make sure that he's got a place to retreat to that's really, really calm and quiet and peaceful. They love crates. People think that they're putting their dogs in prison or something, putting them in crates. But if you make the crate a comfortable place for them, like by giving them a bone or something that, they can chew on for a really long time, if you make it the perfect condition for them, which there are lots of videos on how to do that, and you get them used to it little by little, you could just leave the door open all the time. The dog will just go in there and feel like it's in a nice, cozy, comfortable cave, and they'll just absolutely love it. I could really use more toys. I'm kind of getting bored of the same things all the time. Can you please help me mix it up? So, I would be taking him on a walk on a regular basis. Um, getting him, I wouldn't necessarily get him so many toys that he becomes bored of too many toys either, but like introduce a new toy every 2, 3 weeks or something like that, or maybe even once a month. But it feels like he would do well with some training. Like I feel like he's pretty smart, and would absolutely love, even if you can find a neighbor kid to kind of adopt him in a way. I feel like he would just really be happy to learn how to sit and down, spin around, that kind of thing. He would love to learn some tricks because I feel like he's really smart and he's got nothing to do with his brain. And he doesn't want to just lay around and be some kind of like an ornament. He actually wants to be helpful or useful or something. He needs a job. He needs a job to do. I'm allergic to something in the air. Um, is it candles? Toxic candles? Maybe take a look at the candles you're using and get non-toxic kinds. Um, something it could be incense, and they're maybe not organic incense, or incense that are made homemade, or something that we have to be careful sometimes. Some essential oils aren't good for animals, and some incense aren't good for animals either. I don't like that person, place, or thing you're wondering about or talking about all the time. I want you to be happy. So maybe you're in an unhappy relationship, or talking to somebody on the phone that's taking advantage of you or being mean to you, or something like that. So he's aware of that, whatever that situation is. If you're watching my channel, you might have a masculine who's not talking to you, for example, and your dog is probably like, why don't you just forget about that person and then just wait for somebody really cool to come along who would actually give you the time and energy that you deserve. Please do more healing on yourself so you can see me more clearly. I feel like you're projecting a lot onto me, your unhealed pain. So we have to be careful about that all the time, just assuming things about our animals that are actually us. Um, Try not to assume anything, but just teach him and train him to do as you want him to. Um, yeah, I mean, it's called anthropomorphism, when we think that they're humans, and that they think that because they do this, that, and the other thing, they must be doing it because we would do it that way or whatever, putting ourselves on them. You could try animal communication, learning animal communication and being telepathic with him. Or you could just read books on his breed, or you could learn about dog training, positive reinforcement dog training, preferably. And yeah, it just seems like he needs some training, and he needs some patience, and he needs for you guys to kind of get on the same page. So thank you so much, though, for taking him in. That's awesome, and he really appreciates it very, very much. Um, Anything else that you want to express? He just said my gratitude, my gratitude. He feels like you get him better than the last person, like a lot better. Oh, he looks like he wants to go somewhere with you, or wants to keep going somewhere with you. He loves taking rides to go and do fun things. And I feel like he would behave himself better than you might think that he would. So yeah. Okay. 6196. Oh, I haven't been putting the thing up. Dang it. I'll just put this up. 6196. Spirit talk. There. Okay. Okay. Hi, Amy. I was the one with an exciting reading. My DM has not approached me, although I have regular appointments with him, and so does my sister. I had an old crush contact me, and my sister told him that at her appointment. She doesn't know why she said anything. She said it just came out. Well, she proceeded to tell him that the guy said things that she didn't feel comfortable even saying. It was that bad. Sexual stuff. She also told him that he said he couldn't wait to see my face to face to see me face to face this spring. She told my divine masculine that she told me to cut him off. He asked if I did. She said that I had a message already to send. My sister could tell that he was very upset. She says she had no doubt that he is in love with me after the way he reacted. She felt bad. She had no intention of telling him. Could I get another update on my divine masculine? The last question I asked, it looked like he was ending things with his karmic. Thank you. Okay, cool. Let's take a look. We're going to do a true love check-in. Actually, I kind of feel drawn to these cards right now. I don't remember the name of this deck. Sorry. Can't really see. There we go. All right. So, well, actually, I feel like these are going to clarify some things. So I'm going to do this one. And then I'm going to move this up. You know, at the end, when we go to do a general blessing, you guys, I'm going to actually pull some God cards too to see what God has to say to us in these times. All right. Huh. Oh. He's healing his lack of self-worth, feeling like he doesn't deserve you. Hmm. Okay, the bottom of the deck is that he really wants to offer you his love. He wants to lay down the burden, which is probably part of that conversation. He wants to heal things, maybe get naked with you, because we have two cards about being naked here, the world card and then this. Definitely wants you naked. But wants to lay down a burden to take a leap of faith and have a brand new beginning with you. The 10 of coins means everything you've ever wanted with someone. So yeah, was definitely burdened by what your sister said. But yeah, he's trying to get up his self-worth. He's trying to heal his lack of self-worth so that he can end one chapter of his life and begin a brand new one with wisdom. He's in his heart space, he's confused and conflicted, maybe because he wants to beat out the competition. Maybe he's confused as to why you're even entertaining a guy like that. He's trying to figure out a way that he can beat the guy out, though, because he wants to go to the next level with you, and he's tired of daydreaming and staring off into the distance, you being out so far away. And he wants to create a community with you. He wants to go to the next level, maybe move in together. And if you add the 4 and the 2 wands, that's 6 of wands, which is victory and success. So I think he's thinking of traveling because these future cards are about becoming single and traveling. This could be a road trip, it could be any kind of trip, but this is also like world travel. So you have a travel card and a travel card. So if you guys live like a ways away from each other, he at least wants a road trip or some kind of a trip with you. But I feel like there's ocean here. So maybe he's thinking of going on a cruise with you once he divorces this person, something like that. But he might also be trying to stabilize because this can be balancing something. Whoa. And then this is money. So he could be trying to balance money. And then in the future, or a wink from the universe, is he's making a judgment call. He feels guided by angels to be with you and feels like you're going to be wish fulfillment for him. So he's going through a major wake up call, probably because of what your sister said. And, tell her, just to take her off the hook, tell her that was apparently divine guidance that she did that. Like she needs to stop beating herself up because apparently it was supposed to be said because it put a fire under him and made him wake up like this and to realize what was going on and that, somebody's not just going to sit around and waiting for this. Some of these masculines, it's like, what are you thinking? Of course you're going to come back and they're going to be taken. You thought that they were just going to sit there forever and just wait for you? So no, it doesn't work like that. I mean, sometimes, and it's certainly a lot of feminines, once they've been sitting around like that, waiting forever for somebody, those people never show up, but somebody really awesome comes through, because they decide to start loving themselves and taking care of themselves better. So, how is he really feeling about all of this? And like in summary, please. A negative consequence. Yeah, it's like he's got, the judgment card again. He wants his earned reward instead of the negative consequence he's caused himself in his life. So it's like making the wrong decisions, listening to the devil has been what he's been doing up till now, people pleasing, being with a karmic person, the Jezebel. And now he wants to choose the angel and see how much better that is for him. It's also like a wake up call and like an awakening in life, and like awakening to spirituality, even. The Hanged Man again. So these are cards that were already in the spread. The Hanged Man, rewarded sacrifice and empty reward. So he's gotten empty rewards for hanging upside down, and the world is about to get right side up, like we were talking about, when he finds his self-worth, and then he's going to have that rewarded sacrifice instead of the empty rewards. And one more. The World, again, all of the cards that are clarifying were in the deck already. And look at nudity again. The guy wants you in bed. And he wants to help heal the world with you. He wants something satisfying. Triumphant completion and hollow completion. Up until now, he's had that hollow completion that really is not gratifying anymore. And with you, he knows he could have the whole world. He could truly be satisfied. Sassified. Sassified. Okay. That's awesome. All right. Let's we'll put the body talk up. All right. Body talk. 6,200. 2 questions. My car recently broke down. I did one expensive MOT a few weeks ago. I don't know what an MOT is. I did one expensive MOT a few weeks ago, and now again, something with the engine. I have a feeling that it's all kaput for this car, and I just don't want to invest anymore in this old car. So I started to look for a new one. Everything is so expensive. I don't know what to do to do. The budget is tight. Should I wait until I save? It may take weeks and months to save, or should I buy a new one and finance it? Will I be able to afford to buy a decent car, and how soon? I feel like by losing my car independency was taken away, and this is just another distraction from my ascension. You are right about the ascension distraction for sure. I don't think anybody should buy a new car right now because we're going to have flying cars within a matter of years. It's hard. I mean, it's hard when your car is constantly breaking down kind of thing, but maybe you look into some public transportation or riding a bike around or something like that. Or getting a ride from someone or paying for rides. Something to kind of get you by, but I definitely, I don't know if I'd buy a new car right now if I were you. And in terms of, have you not heard me talk about Nesara, Jasara? Everybody's coming into money in the times ahead. Nobody's going to be left out of the benefits of Jasara and Nesara. That's all happening very, very soon, you guys. Nobody's going to be lacking money. You're going to have a heck of a lot more money, and things are going to be a lot more affordable. So I guess you could buy a new car coming up and it's going to be like a lot easier to buy. So just hang tight in any kind of financial situation you find yourself stressed about. And this is a perfect situation in which if somebody has an extra old car or something and they don't, and they want to loan it to somebody like this, there have to be people in this woman's life that would know about her situation and have an extra car around, or could take her to her job, or something like this. But this poor person has to like try to make ends meet by herself because nobody cares or nobody even knows what's going on here. We need to be talking to each other. We need to be caring about each other's needs and making sure everybody's needs are met. Because this woman could get by for now if somebody would help her or could help her, and then she'd get on her feet, and then everybody benefits from that eventually if we all act like a community and we all kind of pull together. So, yeah, I don't. Hepo na shishin no kahan. So swan sai he la karim. Okay, one of the best things that you can do for yourself right now is to, even though it seems like you're kind of lying to yourself, I would definitely be saying with all your heart, like taking a few minutes every time you start worrying about or thinking about your car, just say, thank you, God, so much for a great, dependable, wonderful car that I feel so comfortable driving around now that I know it's not going to break down. I'm so incredibly grateful. So pray for that which you want as if it's already happened, and you're going to make it, you're going to create it, you're going to manifest it. We are manifesting pretty fast nowadays. So it'd be kind of fun to see how that shows up in your world. And that's really all you got to do. This is what I mean by everything is energy work. You literally don't have to take any kind of action. You just thank you, God, so much for giving me such a wonderful, reliable, strong car that I feel great driving around in. We don't know if that's going to be a flying car. We don't know if it's going to be given to you. We don't know if you're going to all of a sudden have an extra bonus or somebody's going to whatever. We don't know and we don't care, right? Just keep having faith and knowing and feeling that out and putting that out there, putting that affirmation out there, and you'll see it happen. Whatever you want to see happen, pray for it as if it's already happened, and be living that reality as to the best of your ability, and try to almost ignore the bad stuff that's going on with your car, and be replacing that reality with the one that you really want. So it's like you're speaking over it. Okay. So, hi Amy, I have a question. I live for about 8 years in a nice studio flat with my cat, but I would like to move to a new house with a garden. Do you see any house move in the near future for me, or how soon? And will I be able to afford it? Okay, so this is again Jasara and Nesara, wherever you are in the world, it doesn't matter. It looks like you're in the UK, it doesn't matter. Jasara's everywhere. Jasara's going to be everywhere. Everything's going to be affordable. Everything's going to be affordable. The price of houses is going to come down considerably. The price of cars, the price of food, the price of everything. And they're going to pay everybody more for their jobs. They're going to give them more for retirement. Whatever position you're in, there's like 600 programs that are geared towards helping everybody. And even if I were to just ask, which I just did, will she be able to afford a place with a garden? I get a definite yes. So, and there's going to be all these incredible humanitarian projects coming out. There's probably somebody who's got some kind of project that's giving everybody a garden anyway. Well, no matter what your situation, you're going to have a garden kind of thing. Um, so yeah, it's some really incredible things up ahead. So you could use the same thing with that. Thank you guys so much for giving me this incredible place with plenty of room and a wonderful garden that I love so much spending my extra time in. I'm so appreciative of being out in the sun, having the sun on my face, and getting my hands dirty in the soil and growing my own stuff and putting my seeds underneath. You can put your seeds underneath and your saliva underneath your tongue and letting them soak. I mean, Anastasia, from her book Ringing Cedars, and goes into detail as to how to do that. And then whatever you plant with your saliva on it will actually, the plant will grow to be kind of custom for you to give you what it is that you need, the nutrients that you need and everything. So it's pretty awesome. Anyway, just thank you, God, so much for giving me this incredible garden. I love gardening. I love going out there. My cat comes out there with me sometimes, and I'm just, man, I love this life. So, so pray for it as if it's already happened, and you're going to be manifesting that. For some of you, also, you could make a list of what would my dream life be. Like, what would be, I'd drive a car that's reliable. I'd have this garden, a raised garden bed. Be specific about what you want the garden to look like. I want an English garden around the outside and then a vegetable garden on the inside. I want it to be square. I want it to be rectangular. I want a pond with some koi fish in it, or like whatever you want, like put it in as much detail as possible because we are about to get served our dreams right now, but we have to know what those dreams are. Start daydreaming about what it is that you want. Spend some time. Invest 10 minutes even. 20, set a timer for 30 minutes and just sit there and be like, what would my dream life look like? What would it be like? And write it all down. And in the times to come, you'll be able to check back and you can even sign it and date it like it's a contract. Like this is my prescription from the universe to me. Like this is what the universe is going to give me, and then you check back in 6 months or a year and take a look at that and be like, oh my gosh, it's all happened. It's so cool. And then you start really believing in all this energy stuff that I talk about. You'll be like, wow, it really did happen. And I didn't even have to do anything. So, okay, I hope that helps. Yes, we have very, very abundant times coming ahead. Very, very abundant. And since we talked about herbs too, I want to just pull an herb card for you real quick. And I have to keep an eye on the time because an update's going to go off on my computer in a second here. Lemon balm. Oops, 52 lemon balm. 52 lemon balm. Okay. Here we go. Okay, give yourself permission to mother the deepest core of yourself. Listen to your inner child. Retrieve the unconscious parts of your past. Forgive yourself and liberate the inner child that has remained silent. Lemon balm assists us in reconnecting to the gentle power of nurturance. Her soft and gentle touch reminds us to connect to the Great Mother in all her shapes and forms. The medicine of honeybee is here to serve you, prompting you to ask yourself, where can I soften and receive? You might start seeing more bees now. How can I access my inner child to access great wholeness? Honeybee symbolizes the magic of nectar, vitality, prosperity, and the great inner and outer wealth that's ahead. Wow. Inside and outside your reality, you've got abundance coming. Okay. Okay. I put it to my computer to restart and why I put it off. Okay. 6202. 6202. Hi, Amy and Collective. I hope you're doing well. I have had several dreams about my divine masculine's daughter, whom I've never met, that are very vivid and recorded in my mind like they happened yesterday. Can you tell me if we are connected somehow? Thank you so much for all you do. It's so crazy. It is so crazy, but sometimes we have these like past life connections to these divine masculines kids. It's so weird. Because I mean, I've talked to divine feminines and they're just kind of resistant to having a masculine that already has kids with a karmic, and they're just like, I want to have my own kids with my masculine. And sometimes I tell them that's your kid. That's actually that it more belongs to you than it does the karmic. Like that kid was born to be your child, not that mother. And it's so weird because we think, no, that belongs to that mother. No, no, no. You're the actual mother. You're the real mother. Or you're like the energetic mother. So destiny for some of you, destiny has brought that kid through somebody else because it needed to happen that way for whatever reason. Each of us is so unique. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how it all works, but I do know that a lot of times these are very much meant to be like these souls incarnated or something from a connection we had with them in past lives and whatever else, but they had to be raised a certain way by a certain person. Let's say, because they're coming through a karmic, let's say that they get treated so bad, or their mother is so fake that they grow up really seeing the difference between authenticity and fakeness. Or like with my parents, I had like totally extremes. Like what my mother was compassionate and loving and kind and all these beautiful things, but she also like had her issues. My dad, the same thing. Like, you know, they were very, very different. But because of that combination, exactly, that exact combination of my parents made me who I am now. And I wouldn't, if I would have been born to, my energetic mother, whoever that would be, then I would have ended up different and I wouldn't be the person that I am now. So that kid had to go to that set of parents to become who they've become. And then you're the mother, or then you're the father. So we just have to trust God in that. Like if your divine masculine already has a kid or has had a kid with somebody else, it could very well mean that that kid was for you, not her. So don't be discouraged if your masculine has had kids with somebody else. It's most likely meant to be that you couldn't have had the same kid. You don't have the same genes. You don't have all the other stuff that makes the kid what the kid is. They had to go through that set of lessons, particularly in order to really appreciate and bond with you. So, yeah. Definitely a past life connection between you guys. I do feel you guys are going to get each other yeah, there's no mistake the scenario that I just talked about, that their mom is so fake and egotistical and doesn't care. They just only care about material things, that when they get to be with you, it's going to be like a breath of fresh air. Like, thank you, God. So you have tapped into her essence, and you will get her like the mother never could in a million years. You get her on such a deeper level, and she's going to bond with you like nobody else could. And you're going to see and feel that oh my gosh, this was so meant to be. This kid was so for me. Hawa shin shehi sa Hapawaan. It's funny. I had a particular masculine, for example. I met his daughter, and I immediately felt like she was mine. I was like, how did this even happen? That is my daughter. That is my kid. And it just it like ripped my heart out in a way, because I wanted so bad to be with her, and I wanted so bad to be with him, and he completely refused me. you know and I was like, but you have our daughter. Like, it was such a confusing thing to go through, because I didn't realize all that I know now about energy, and now she's an adult. And I'm just like, look at this, my daughter's grown up without me, and she's like doesn't even know who I am or anything, but I still feel like she's my daughter. She always will be to me, like energetically. So it's just so crazy how God works things out like that. It's just I mean, you might even feel that way about somebody's pet. It could work out that way too, to read, that's my dog, that's my cat. So, yeah, we just need to stay open that way. And well, you don't seem to have a problem with it, but what was she to her before? Is there something particular? I know this sounds so funny, but it feels like in a past life you were a queen and she was the princess. She was your daughter then. And it feels like you guys had a very special, sweet bond even then. With these soulmates that I think she's a soulmate of yours. But with these soulmates, they tend to come into our life as our soul tribe, and they might be our uncle or our brother or our father, or like they play all the different roles. The neighbor, the nice neighbor that brings you casseroles or whatever. It's like they all switch spots through all the different times, but you always know those ones that like tickle your heart and tickle your soul. Um, so that's pretty cool that she gets to be your daughter again, hopefully, because that would be wonderful. And I can't wait for you to report back how special that bond is between you guys. I feel like she's also having dreams about you. So it's kind of in a way God's preparation for bringing you guys together into total harmony, because both of you, when you get together, are going to really resonate. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this feels like home. Finally, this feels so comfortable and so easy and so beautiful. And you guys are just going to be so incredibly grateful to have each other. So, all right. Let's put this here for the general blissing. Little talk blissing. Okay, and I said that I'd pull some God cards too. Hi, sweetie pie. Okay. What does God want us to know right now? What does God want us to know as a collective right now in these crazy, crazy times? What's God want us to know right now? You're surrounded by love was one of the things. Whatever I give you, I know you can handle. So no matter what kind of crazy things are about to happen, you got this, and God's got your back. Always pray, never lose hope. So don't listen to those discouragement demons that I was talking about in the beginning of this video. Always pray, never lose hope. And how do you pray? As if it's already happened, thanking God for it already having happened. You only love because I first loved you. So God's the one who's taught you how to love in the first place. And I am still in control. No matter how things are looking, God is the one in control. If you tell the devil to back off and leave your family be, it has to obey. So remember, you are the one. Love always wins. Love always trumps, no matter what's going on in the dark world. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, your mind, and all your strength. So what does that mean? It means be present. Be present with God's source energy coursing through your veins always, with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. Be present in the moment. So whenever the shit storm's going around in our world or whatever's going down, all the banks crashing, all that stuff, and it'll take a lot. It'll take a lot, but all your mind, all your heart, all your strength, be present. I love you beyond measure, God says. Nothing is too much for me to handle. I got this. Just trust. So it might be pretty frightening. Above all else, guard your heart, for all you do stems from it. So stay present and guard your heart, meaning make all decisions from your heart, even. I have loved you with an everlasting love. All right, so let's do the general blissing. Everybody just drop your shoulders, relax. Think about something you'd like to have happen, even in our world or in your own life, or if you need help with anything, let's put that out there too. And as long as it's within everybody's free will and it's for the highest good of everybody involved, then this energy that you're feeling into right now or putting out there is going to be amplified. Shawa ana san se puana tatain sa se wa he shin chi hina alakon atatain so pumo pa hena ai. Oh, hapo hama tatarin sa se shua hin tatarikitan se wa la she shen she puana tatin san she hilokuton se wa he ela san sikten se wa he enatai. Wa ana hain. Okay, if you want to order an Ask Amy Q&A, you have to be a member of the Awakened Alliance on awakenedalliance.org. So just go become a member and then go to the services page and you can order an Ask Amy Q&A question there. Otherwise, yeah, Daily Boosters, I'm about to go make your video right now. All right, talk to you guys next week.